is God's project. It takes somebody with God's backing and calling to want to do something like this. It's a CSR project. It's a give back. It takes somebody who has empathy, who truly understands. I was saying something, I said, God took me from the highest to the lowest in 2019. I hit rock bottom. I didn't understand why then. Later I knew that God wanted me to feel certain things. That was why it took me there. It's a project. This is actually the beginning of the beginning for me. This is the beginning of the core of my existence. This is my passion. Apart from my talking drum, my call to service, this is my passion. Arrested, said that so as in, the police will get tired. They pick us, they bring us back. We find our way back in the society, but worse than they took us. So I asked them, what do you want to become? Who inspires you? What inspires you? And they said to me, Nollywood artists, musicians, they mentioned names. Then one of them stood out. He mentioned the name of Professor Wole Soyinka. I said, I want to be like Professor Wole Soyinka. I said, how? And he said to me, in Yoruba, Baba Eman Jabo going, me go for my Jabo. I said, wow. So why are you not in school? So he said to me, there's no help, I'm an orphan, you know. So I said, you know what? Today something has been born in my heart, but I don't know how. But when you hear me, when you hear that there's something for area boys going on, please look for me, because I don't know if I will remember you. I don't have your contact and all of that. So here we are. Between then and now, it's taken about 10 years. It's been a long journey, very emotional. As a matter of fact, God took me on a journey from high to the lowest for me to experience certain things. I will share it when I give my speech. So I want to specifically thank His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for this privilege. A lot of people said they would never allow you to do this. A lot of people discouraged me. But I started sending messages to him. And one day I got a call from him. He gave me the go-ahead. They are giving us institutional support with their different agencies, the states. One of the commissioners will be here in a few. The ministry through which I took my proposal for the institutional support. And Mr. Governor said, this is an ARA show. Let her do her thing. Do not influence anything. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for being a man of your word, for being a governor with a good heart, with good intentions, a governor of the people who has a good, intentions of making our state a better place. God bless you, sir.
Okay. Are you looking at other states too? Because I see this is limited to Lagos.
Yes, it's actually Inspire Me Academy by ARA, but because it's in Lagos, that's why we call it Eco Inspire Me. Tomorrow it might be Kogi Inspire Me. Tomorrow it might be, really, you see, I'm in the spirit. Tomorrow it might be Delta Inspire Me, Warri Inspire Me, it might be Oyo Inspire Me. So just like Baba, you will listen to what is Baba's speech. Baba is even looking beyond Nigeria. Baba said because this thing is also in other African countries. You know, so Baba has even seen beyond where I am seeing. I'm looking at Nigeria. Baba is looking at Africa. But that is former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes.
So we must agree that one of the things that influences this is hard drugs and all of this. Are you creating a room to address that?
Definitely. We have NDLEA coming to talk here today. We know it's not one of the things that induces it or causes it. It's lack of parental care. You know, amongst other things. And I can assure you that all of the causes are being addressed by our team. We have done our research, we have done our due diligence, and we are ready to work with them. We hope that per annum we're able to take 2,000 of them off the street for the next 10 years. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you share your experience with us? How did you get here?
I thank God for this woman. So God minister to this woman to win his soul. So the many souls is perished. Many people died. It's not want to die because they don't see their future. But God minister to this woman to win his soul. I can call this woman is a evangelist. Is It's a prophet. I can count many times. I don't say it's God. It's not your own power. If God can do this thing. Sorry, God no want so to perish. What this might do is God.
Okay, so Mr. Dele, please. So, do you think this will be effective enough to take people out of the streets? Do you think this can work on people on the streets? Dialogue, like do you think it will work?
You know, some people they need somebody to just talk to them to change their life because they don't see. So okay, I use my own example. Say the time this small, I don't see people they tell me to do good thing. I used to follow people to do bad thing. If that time I see people to say this thing you are doing no good. I will say this is no good to you. We nobody tell me all those things. You know this woman God just minister to him to win his soul to tell people say oh guy no die for this life now. You see get vision now. You see people will be making it. No just to spoil your life. Go. People can change with this thing. People can change. So only some people need help. They don't see people who share good thing to them.
So what are you going into next? What's next for you? Now I feel you are a changed person. So what next for you? What should we expect you to be next minute?
No, I thank God for my life because before I meet this woman, I know God already ministered to me. Say if there is somebody God want to say to you, and please say God can use this for me. Okay. I know say I can still be somebody.
Okay, so what's your message to the government? What do you think about this initiative? Should they pick it up and all of that?
This kind of person, government is supposed to help them. So they help governments too. So all those people they do rubbish. If they see the human speak to them, they change. Okay, people used to thief, and then if they go thief, they can kill. And then this might mean they say, "Okay, this kind of thing you are doing is very wrong. No thief. I will change your life." If the government help this woman, he help many people, not be the woman, the government. So I know many people perishing, many people just kill anyhow. If you see somebody to just my oga stop this thing, I will change your life. If the government help them, it's a good thing.
Well, for me, this is a very commendable program because most of us don't pay adequate attention to this social problem, which is actually taking very frightening dimensions. So for the street children or youths who are here today, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think there is hope coming for them. I think the coast is getting clearer because for them to get to this point, it means that they've come to the realization that there can always be a better way of living and resolving life problems.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Ibi Baudili, NDLA.
All right, thank you.
Thing that can be useful to society. It's going to start taking a new direction towards the positive life. So for that reason, we are gathered today. The few ones that we can start to kick off, they are going to become the multiplying effect of those who tomorrow will also say, I am a good boy, a good girl, not an area boy. Thank you very much, Aaron, for this. I want to start by asking God to come into our midst and help us make this go well. Please, can you help me put your hands together for Mr. Emmanuel Akonji as he comes to offer prayers for this program.
Ọba tó fi ọjọ́ ìjọba aláyé ọba tọ́lọ́wọ́ rẹ fún ìta tó ṣe lé ọlọ́run wà láàrin wa bàbá wà láàrin wa a fi gbogbo ìta tó ṣe lé ilé yín lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ẹgbà gbogbo ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni ọjọ́ òní ọlọ́run mẹ́jọ ká rí ìjà mẹ́jọ ká rí ogun ìgbà èdè láàrin wa ẹ̀bá wa pé èèyàn lẹ́yìn ìjọ rẹ sọ̀kalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa ẹwà pẹ̀lú ẹlẹ́dà inú mẹ́jọ wa léyìí afilé yọ ẹbá pàdé ẹwà pẹ̀lú ẹlẹ́dà Jésù sì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm going to leave. This is your copy, sir. This is your copy. Let me take this one as well. Thank you, sir. You say, they get parents so, but you know what? Slow down, calm down, calm down on these emotions. Let's just take a step backwards and take a second look on these people. Watch, for instance, Adimi Bawoni, Shobi Jeon, Ilofe, Owolofe, Owomawa, Timbako Inishenko, Muda, because what was it? What we want to inspire me by Allah. Timbako Ejebe, one boy, no restriction, one go Poshete, one to play, come on, one bed, another one day, you understand? We have someone to put okay, no, one by one, we have them all, right? For themselves. Now, they want change and they got talent. They want to go back to school. Some of them will say, I want to become a tailor. I want to become a carpenter. I want to become a bricklayer. I want to become a fashion designer. Wow.
Wow. Thank you very much, Inspire Me. True. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you here today. Did you see clearly the transformation that has happened from rough to refined? That is precisely what we are planning to do with Inspire Me. I welcome everybody here present. Special welcome goes to His Excellency the Executive Governor of Lagos State. Special welcome also goes to our royal fathers here represented by Prince Oniro. On behalf of His Royal Majesty Oba Oniro. As well to all corporate executives who have taken time out of their busy schedule to grace this event. I will not take you on a long speech as I'm aware that you have other commitments to honor. The unveiling event is a special preamble to the formal commencement of Inspire Me Academy. Inspire Me Academy is a social initiative in salvaging young boys and girls languishing on the open streets of strain and hopelessness. This is a CSR project, a reality TV show with a CSR approach. I choose to call them good boys and girls. Other people identify them as less. This is based largely on the belief that the youngsters are a pack of incurable no-goods. To believe and to insist that the boys and girls who reside on the streets are hooked on wasting their lives and the lives of other people amounts to kicking humanity through the window. Where is our humanity? Where is the love that is preached into our ears in the churches and the mosque? Today is a very emotional day for me. This journey started about 10 years ago. I want to say a very big thank you to God Almighty for making this possible. Today is the beginning of the beginning for me. Today is the beginning of the core of my existence. Yes, I'm a drummer. But the drummer was a preamble to God's assignment for my existence. I wish my parents were alive today. I say this because as a young girl, I always looked out for other people. A particular story that comes to mind is that of a woman we call Iyaswani in my area. Iyaswani was a woman who had bipolar, and a lot of people mistreated her in our estates. I was her friend. On her normal days, we were friends, and on her off days, she would not even recognize me, but she was my friend. And my mother would say to me, "You are Moisha." But little did I know that God was preparing me. Inspire Me Academy is primarily about rescuing young boys and girls from the streets and putting them through a process of total transformation. A process that has high family entertainment value. In a nutshell, Inspire Me Academy is a reality TV show with a CSR approach that will give young boys and girls on the streets of Lagos and other parts of Nigeria a dignifying and lucrative start in life. Inspire Me Academy is a complementary to efforts being made by the government of Lagos State at improving the well-being of people of Lagos. It ties to the corporate social responsibility focus of companies that are committed to giving back to society in ways that actually lift the needy out of loss and lack. It is important that I let you into what gave birth to Inspire Me Academy. It was a simple but soul-touching and heartwarming experience, personal experience I had in Oshodi. I was on a visit to a part of Lagos. On my way back, my car developed a fault. You know what Oshodi was like 10 years ago. Of course, they came at me, but I quickly, I don't know how, but I got them to watch over the car and I moved further away. As I moved away, I made a call to my youngest brother, who happens to be here, Jimmy, and his wife. They came to my rescue that day. They were the one, because I used Jimmy's car that day, it wasn't my own car. So when I was interacting with them, I asked them, why are you guys on the streets? Don't you want something out of life? What is your inspiration? What are your aspirations? And they said to me, I want to be like some celebrities, but the one that stood out was the one that said to me, I want to be like Professor Wole Soyinka. I said, Professor Wole Soyinka. I said, how come? Baba Eman Jabo, Baba Eman Soyibo, even not Eman Jabo. I said, wow. So why are you not in school? And he said to me, I'm an orphan. There is no help. So from the stories, from about 6 of them on that day, I made a promise. I said, see, I'm going to do something. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I know that I will do something. Let me share a very, very personal experience with you. When God wants to entrust you with something, it takes you on that journey so you understand what you're about to undertake. This is the first time I'm making this very personal speech. In 2019, I lost everything. When I say I lost everything, I mean I lost everything. I sold all of my cars. I was homeless. Nobody knew except my family. As at that time, I am somebody that is used to giving. I'm not used to receiving. I did not want to reach out to anybody. My landlord sent me out of the house. I couldn't pay my house rent. And on that day when I moved, I went to stay in the hotel for like 3 days just to clear my head, me and my child. While I was there, I reached out to 1 or 2 people whom I felt I could talk to. To cut the long story short, I ended up staying in that war-room hotel for almost a year. I could not afford to feed. This was in 2019. I was eating the food meant for the kitchen staff. I went from up there to down there, and I started questioning God. Everything I tried to do, nothing worked. People I knew that I could reach, God, it was like God cut everybody off from me. My mother, God bless her soul, she passed on me in December. When she got to know, she said, why didn't you reach out to me? And I said, Mom, let this go. And you know the way we are, I came back to your father's house again, so what do I say, Mommy, don't worry. I started going for shows. You know, when life wants to teach you a hard lesson, shows that I would normally bill 3 million, 5 million for, they started calling me for 100,000, 150,000. So I said to myself, Kilo Shele. Then, one day I got a revelation. I laid flat on the floor and I said to God, there's a reason why you are taking me on this journey. You don't just do it. Of course, I went to pray and they said to me, nothing is wrong with you. This is God teaching you a lesson for a greater purpose. But nobody knew because I'm not a social media kind of person. I'm not loud like that except for my brand, Ara. Eventually, I picked up this project again because I dumped it. I got frustrated, taking it round, trying to get people to key into it. I went from organization to organization, brands to brands and all of that. Nothing was working. So I dumped the project and God dumped me. Because I realized that He wanted me to feel what it feels like to not have a roof over your head, to not know where your next meal is coming from, to not know where help is coming from. You are just there, hopeless, desperate. I remember when they said they were going to shut down the hotel, I was staying with my child because of COVID. I had nowhere to go. I cried. I wept. and I begged God, if there's anything I've done wrong, I'll come back. You know, that day they called me and said, don't worry, we are not shutting this hotel because of you. So I decided to pick Inspire Me again. The moment I picked Inspire Me again, doors started opening. So I said, God, this is why you took me through this route. Everything I lost, little by little, started coming back. I'm sure Bado Wada did they now, Bado and his people, Ole Johnson. But when you did Bado did. How are you? I went back to the street, Eshigo, so I went back, took this project again. I started my work again, spending my money. God took me through the process. Believe me when I say I went from 100 to 0. And that is why this project, that's why I said it's the beginning of the beginning for me. It's the beginning of the core of my existence. I know why I said that. In a nutshell, in conclusion, the unveiling experience is comprised of phases of important deliberations on critical facts and issues relating to the street life problem. This unveiling recognizes street life as a development challenge that is present in many cities across the world, particularly in developing economies. It is not peculiar to Lagos. The phases of this exercise are the experience, the therapy, and Inspire Me. The phases are short brainstorming sessions aimed at generating ideas and strategies that are absorbable by government and private sector organizations to effectively and sustainably address the street life problem of our city. It is my firm belief that this initiative is the start of a fresh angle to helping people living rough on the streets to find better and fulfilling a way from daily and unending danger of the streets. I express my profound gratitude to all here present. I make a firm promise to ensure that Inspire Me Academy stands out as a shining light of government, private sector, alliance in resolving social problems. I welcome you all. Before I end this, I want us to remember those who died at the Lekki toll gate. Exactly tomorrow marks that day. And I remember when that happened, a lot of people called me who knew about my project and said, if you had started this sensitization, perhaps these guys, what happened would not have happened. Can we please stand up for 1 minute silence for those who lost their lives at Lekki toll gate? Just a minute silence for them as I round up on this. Can we say a prayer? And may such never happen in this country again. Thank you. Please, you may sit down. I'd like to say a very special thank you to the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for the rare privilege. I remember a lot of people told me, they won't let you do this project. They will never allow you to do this project. So I started hounding him with text messages. And one day I got that call from him last year and said, tell me about your project. I did. He said, this is what we need. We need people like you. Go ahead and put in your proposal. I asked for institutional support. They are giving me institutional support. I want to commend him and appreciate him. We want to say a very big thank you to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who said us a few days ago in Abeokuta. Baba Obasanjo has promised to take about 20 of these guys and personally mentor them. Yes, and Baba said, look beyond Nigeria because this is not peculiar to Lagos. Tomorrow it might be Ibadan, just like Baba caught our vision. And he said it's also everywhere in Africa, so it just might have to be in other African countries. But charity begins at home, and we are starting here. Once again, I thank you all for being part of this. I want to thank Bet Niger. Bet Niger was one of the very first brands that encouraged me. A few years ago when I went to the Miss Kiki, when I came to your office, you said to me, this is fantastic. We're going to work with you. And to show that commitment, they are here today. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'd like to thank Seaman Shina. They are here today. We'll be unveiling something very soon, but I don't want to say too much. You will be seeing a lot. I'd like to thank all the media houses once again. God bless you. There will be more to speak. And let me commend my brother, Kofi. I called Kofi. Kofi didn't say how much you want to pay me. Say, say no more. I'm on this with you. Please let me thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm still coming back here. So that's what I'll say for now. Thank you.
For that, I'd like to thank everyone who found the time to be here with us. Of Chief Olumide Ilumo Oniru, the Olokmo of Iru Kingdom, representing our Kabiyesi. Of all of us, I say Kabiyesi. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. From the NDLEA, we have some of our top bosses here. Mrs. Rita Kerr is also here. Place your hands together for her. Mrs. Ibiba Odili is here with us. Place your hands together for her. And then representing the RRS Commander, Lagos State, Ifadele, here with us. Place your hands together for him. Hands together for him. Thank you so much. Of course, one of the new kids on the block, one of the hottest new brains from the Big Brother Niger house. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe is with us. Please your hands together for Joe, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrate Joe. We also have from Quadrant Art Agency, we have Mr. Olurati Adeni. Or is it me? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you all so much. Yes, I said one of the boys told her, I want to be like Wole Soyinka because I like the way he speaks, I like the way he carries himself. I used to like Wole Soyinka too. Until Koboko flogged me one day. The Koboko that Wole Soyinka flogged me, it was Patience Jonathan that helped me to retaliate years later. Have you met Wole Soyinka before? The lion sits in such a way that without opening his mouth, he's roaring. That's the candor around Soyinka. He has this air, very imposing, very as in it will swallow you if you are not confident enough. Once you meet Wole Soyinka, you don't know what to say. You are careful what to say. Because once you talk out, you did wrong, correction that will finish. So you are watchful. Now the funny thing is, if you say it in English and you are wrong, if you say it in Yoruba and you are wrong, he has answer to everything. Wole Soyinka na encyclopedia. So as a function like this, years ago, I was MC. Wole Soyinka finished speaking. And you know that the microphone took the spirit of Wole Soyinka. As immediately I collected the mic, I couldn't believe what was coming out of my mouth. And the cause manipulation determines a jealous attentionism. And I know what once you speak around Nigerians will understand, they will appreciate you. That's what people clap. As people clap, now enter gear too. Because response to the opinions from a special celebrity which survived and entitled Ragamuffin. Even I who spoke, all I heard was Ragamuffin. By the time I raised my head, the whole place was empty. Only one guy was standing at the back looking at me. That's what God bless you. So you can imagine years later, when Wole Soyinka and Patience Jonathan entered scot-free. Baba just will dish out, they throw her. Her power is to a certain level. She know they do pass herself. But at the end of that battle, she became the first ever person in the history of English language and English literature to defeat Wole Soyinka without using English language. You know, Wole Soyinka was dishing. After a while, journalists went to meet her and said, Mama P, you must not take this. How can Wole Soyinka be writing paragraph upon paragraph, even if it is one sentence? Give it back. She just looked. Well, all I have to tell Wole Soyinka is, ooh. And that was the end. Soyinka no talk again. So when they said good luck was coming back, I was like, see these people, whoa, if this woman come back, we go here. As in, I already have a speech in my head. The moment they come back, the first thing you hear is, now wow, when we did here, and I say we not try, and I pursue us come out. Now and I can't say that we come back. This one when we come back, and I go here, All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go into our session. My name is Kofi the Guru. It's an honor being the anchor person, but I am not the moderator for that panel session, so I'm going to call out our participants. I'm going to call our participants after this very short video piece on the screen. Let's just go to the video. And please handle your items with care, please. I beg you. Somebody has lost their. If this is your driver's license, you don't even need it. Police supposed to arrest you saying that this is your driver's license. So let's see the video, then we'll come to the session. Thank you.
It's a reality TV show that's going to be picky, not every like I like to do.
I think right now they are here to help us, to give us an opportunity to be someone in life. We're really happy and we really appreciate if the government can support them, for them to support us.
Here they got here. Lagos is our center of excellence. You and I as Lagosians need to reflect this excellence in all that we say and do going forward. As young governor, it is my duty to ensure that Lagos works not only for you, not only for me, but works for everybody as law-abiding president.
Hi everyone, my name is Aragola Olawewa. You know me as Ara. I'll near people talking about our peace and another review.
Kọ́ ìjọba ṣe fún wa àtẹ̀kọ́ tó ń jẹ́ kí street wọ́n máa pọ̀ sí i. Ọ̀wọ́ ìjọba ọjọ́ nọ́mbà wà. Ọ̀sìn náà gbọ̀ wọ́n náà di nọ́mbà wà. Torí wípé láti pé àwọn ìjọba ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀sìn dáadáa ni. Iṣẹ́ àtàìsówó. Tọ́lá ní kọ́ tó wá sílẹ̀. Ìlú wa ń yá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ rẹ̀.
The point is finally, it's a reality TV show that's going to be picking, non-stakeholder youths, I like to call them, off the streets of Lagos from different points, Adekunle, Oshodi, Mushin, Agege, Ojuelegba, Ikorodu, Lagos Island, etc.
Somebody This is what they call wow.
Because there is no sorry. What you want as more than 12 years. I'm not dealing with so many things. Most of those many things. I will also shaking. The idea presently and presently. We are here in Boston. 5 seasons. But I'm not able to survive. But in terms of job, I learned how to do the decoration, showing all these methods, let's go like that, to start on the one who can get first. We see it, and I'm going to say, development àti tó máa ràn lọ́wọ́ ní kò sí. Bóyá ọmọ tẹ́fẹ́ láti kò sí olùrànlọ́wọ́ bóyá ẹbí ẹ̀ ló máa ti tẹ̀ ìyá àti tó àgbà àti kú. Lórí àwọn pé òun lọ́ṣọ̀n àti kó sáfò ìlú ilé lọ. Ìgbà tó sáfò ilé tó dé street. Ìgbà tó bá yí tán ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ló máa bá wọn ṣe bùkọ̀ tó tí ìlú bábà láti ṣe ìtì ẹ̀. Àní ẹni tí ọlọ́ba rán lọ́wọ́ ló máa pàdé ẹni gidi ní ìta láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹlòmí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tí ò fagbó iná kọ̀wé fagbó. Ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ ẹ̀ fagbó ẹ̀ sìn làtúmọ̀ ló ti jẹ́ àtúntì fóònù náà ó ti fà and there is a seed special seed in him pé ó fẹ́ germinate but based on àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú but him that you wise pé ẹ yàtọ̀ sí wọn on the successful road yàtọ̀ sáà tó wà ní the street ẹ̀yin lè máa wò pé ẹ̀ kà tẹ̀ sí náà guys ẹ̀ ká fi space mọ́.
From there, they can start their life. I believe they do that.
That area was so some of them are talented just because of the ignorance they are on the streets. No opportunity to give that area much chance. Nigeria will become a something, and they will know how to run the streets.
It's so inspiring. Oh my God. Ego inspire me. It's what I love.
Ego inspire me.
A lot of things we share in the streets. We are just most of them we majali and we rapists. But through program by Bawole, at least Oma help to situation in Nigeria, especially our youth. So most of you program by I believe we program by Omoloni Lama assist. But what you do on the street, we can't perform. We really appreciate. So God bless you. And our governor, so we really appreciate for your support. So, and she go.
Why go on our streets? We want to need help. I've been visiting to quality with one man, especially all of them do some participation. All women not getting up for that. But we go to say that. But for some opportunity, don't go and go. You go let them mom sing no. For the initial couple of years, kids want to walk away. Someone who I did not know you.
That is really makes sense. Mo ṣe sọ mo lè mọ bọ́ yẹn ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ mo tún mọ bọ́ yẹn ṣe orí ìtàgé mo pé tí wọn bá súnmọ́ wa wọn lè mọ̀ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká kú tògbòtògbò torí tí ìjọba tó bá lè try kọ́ lọ sí street unemployment is one of the difficult I even say it's the most difficult problem that I need to see that face. Tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́ pé tó lọ sí gan lọ fà ẹ máa fẹ́ slow máa gbé máa ń yàwọ̀ yàwọ̀ náà ṣe kí ni yàwọ̀ náà gàpá máa fẹsẹ̀ lọ fà mọ́ gàpá ní omi ọ̀jẹ̀ èmi kan máa gbé lọ fà láti ẹ̀rọ tó bá serious ọ̀gá máa ṣe wọn máa gbéra sí láti rẹ̀ tó máa ti lọ lọ́jọ́ rẹ̀ tó máa ránṣẹ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ náà ọkọ̀ rẹ̀ kan ló ránṣẹ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ kan yẹ́dẹ́ náà ló ṣe ìrìn náà bí kan.
Because àríṣẹ́ ìpè àwọn olówó àwọn ọlọ́lá ọdún ní pé àwọn ìkànnì àwọn ilé wà ń kó sí báyìí but tí kìíní bá wà ní street everybody ó máa wà níbọ̀ wọ́n á kó àwọn jọ wọ́n á wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ everybody máa wà happy.
Àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ bá lọ́wọ́ sísá wa àrà entertainment. Lábẹ́rẹ́ nígbà tó ń bá yìí ní so many people wá bá ìjọ pé ẹlòmí iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbọ̀ngbọ̀n ó ṣe é kó ti gbà wọn lọ́wọ́ wọn. For example, máa wọ ẹlòmí ìwọ́n dá tẹ̀tọ́ ní kò fẹ́ pé ó ní a lot of talent tó lè fi jẹun pọ̀ torí pé ẹlòmí náà kò lọ sí kò ṣẹ́ ní pé so láti mú ọwọ́ so a lot of things bẹ́ẹ̀ so ẹlòmí ẹ bá wọ ẹwọ́ gba ọmọbìnrin wa tó wà ní àgbèjì bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹwà ọkùnrin wa ẹ̀kọ́ ọdún useless so which means ẹ bá dẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ètò pọ̀ nínú rẹ̀ wọ́n ní a lot of experience wọ́n lè achieve but wọ́n lè share a one or two person so I really appreciate because Lagos state ní ìbá yẹn sìn ìfi Lagos state ní ìbọn ní ìbá yẹn sìn gbogbo state Lagos is the best be honest because I'm happy that I'm living in Lagos is my success so thank you so much. Our government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Then the Tower Ara, God bless you. Because still want to see a part of the come on, man, we don't pay our order. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
He said that we have people with a lot of potential, whereby they are looking for ways to showcase it. And I believe this will inspire me. It's a video to encourage some people and to encourage them to showcase their talent if they are opportunity to know it. Understand? So my own advice is that it will inspire me to try to bring it out to people, not for those that are on top, but youths that have a lot of potential. Because somehow if you walk down on the street, you find some youth, a graduate, whereby you don't know. So starting before you don't know you're a graduate. So these are really that try and take this program to a lot of youth outside there, even buy try that. A lot of them have potential, which they can explore. So please, I'm encouraged with something like this, and something I wish I can make use of, give an opportunity to get to know it better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your comments.
Police station. That's the police station. Odota. Nígbà tó dọ́tà tán, ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀, wíwí lọ mú fún ọ̀hún tó lọ bá lọ, ọ̀hún tó ń gbé wọn, kidnappers, oríṣiríṣi, ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀. Tó bá yá sí, ọ̀hún ayé ló máa wà pẹ̀lú, for how many months, lọ́ máa kú sẹ́lọ̀m, lọ́ máa wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ̀mú ìlú ẹ̀fáyà máa ẹ̀fáyà láàrúdà ẹ̀fọ́ yé ọlọ́tí máa tọ́ máa fi sí lọ́pọ̀. Òkú gbọ́dọ̀ yẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ ní tó bá jáde tán. Àwọn òkúya ojúṣe kan tí mo mọ̀ ọ́ pa. Most of our difficulties àti most of our ọkọ̀ tó ọmọ youth sí tó fèsì ìta ni ẹ. Ṣé ẹ tó máa ṣe ìfọwọ́ ìlú ọ̀kẹ́? Ṣé ẹ tó ṣe bí wọ́n ti sí? Ìgbà tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ lórí àwọn oṣù ṣe mú fẹ́.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ kò ṣe ìṣe tó ń ṣe.
Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ayé wọ̀ yìí ló tó bá.
Thank you.
Ìlọsíwájú fún mi àtàwọn ọmọ yàtọ̀ àwa náà tẹ̀lé wálé àwa náà ní wálé. Ṣé wọ́n ti wà lọ́wọ́ tẹ̀lé lọ́sì dáadáa ẹ bá wa ṣe.
We are telling the government that this organization is a very good organization that make us feel joy, that make us have joy. The whole family. Please, I beg you, the government of Ajide Sanwo-Olu, just support this team so that we have changing of environment. We have good society. So that when people are coming from night around 10, 12, they will not be afraid because everybody are on their own goal. Because when you are on your own goal, you don't need to allow one soul. That is right, because I really enjoy this organization. And I pray that the organization will continue to grow more and more so that the year where arrogance will start, they will reduce more and more. Thank you.
Níbi tí mo rí yìí à gbogbo ara báyìí nínú àwa obìnrin inú wa dùn sí. Gómìnà wa Babájídé Sanwó-Olú a dúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ máa ń ṣe o tí yín náà dá o gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá dáwọ́lé nínú Nàìjíríà yìí a máa yọrí sí rere ẹ máa rí ṣe ẹ máa lọ rí ẹ máa bọ̀ rí. But one thing is that let them take action and my voice they are just roaming about. Those people that evil back out they don't have job they don't find anything to do even to survive they only that by the grace of God. I will be happy if I because that you can take action.
Most of them yóò wà láwọn ẹgbẹ́ pé ọmọ wo lórí wọn ọwọ́ opportunity ni opportunity yẹn náà lọ́wọ́ náà lé pé pé náà tẹ̀lé opportunity báyìí kò sì gbá ń bà èmi gan kún síìtì nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n àìsí opportunity àìsí ọkọ màá náà jẹun màá dẹ̀ yìí màá tẹ́ mi wò ṣe bá jọ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ yóò dìbẹ́ máa mú ìgbà láàrin ilẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ̀dì torí àti máa wà àwọn tó tàbí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó ṣe bí tiwa àwọn tó ṣe kọ̀dọ̀tọ̀ wà lọ ìjọba bá lè provide iṣẹ́ everybody níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ I think that one is very important. Mi ò kọ́ pé àwọn yọ̀ older people youth encompass you because you are the leader of this you are the future leader of this Nigeria no matter what tó àbájá tàbájáde padà ẹ̀ làánà àwọn àti àwọn ọmọ tó wà lẹ́yìn tó máa wà tó wà lẹ́yìn wà tó bá wà láti ṣe fẹ́ ṣe pé lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la yẹn àwọn àjẹ́ pọ̀ wọn báyìí láti máa jẹ́jẹ́ lápọ̀ wọn kan.
nínú ìsìnkú ètò kan gbé kalẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ ṣe ó bẹ̀ tó pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa Babájídé ètò ìṣiṣẹ́ bàbá lọ́wọ́ máa fún iṣẹ́ èmi àgbọn aláràáfíà àjẹwò alẹ́ o àdàkùn gbogbo tó Nàìjíríà sòrò tó Nàìjíríà ló kóró kò ní lè mọ́ gbogbo wa o ayọ̀ wa fún nínú Nàìjíríà ìṣèkùkù aṣọ́gbọ̀n lọ́wọ́ fún iṣẹ́ àwọn ẹ̀ ń ṣèkọ́ máa.
inú òbí tó sí lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ 80% ìṣọ́ọ̀tì òbí ló lóbi tó sí ìkọ̀ tí ó bá yà wáyé káàdì lọ́lọ́pọ̀ wọn ní títì ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó lọ fún ẹ̀yìn tí wọ́n bá pọ̀ láàrin òbí àkọ́ ọ̀làjà àkọ́ gbọ́n kọ́ni máa ṣe tọ́ọ̀bù káàkiri òní wáyé ìkọ̀ ìṣọwọ́ tó bá fi lè dín náà ní máa bẹ́ẹ̀ sẹ́ so inú ló tó sí lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àkọ́lẹ̀ ọlọ́dún tó lágbára ilé tó máa wá sí àlékún agbára tí wọ́n lábẹ́ àwọn ọlọ́dún ìyọ̀kọ́ pé yìí.
torí mo kọ́ tó wọn kàn sí kọ́nà kó ṣe àwọn inú wọn dẹ̀ máa dùn tó ti wọn tẹ bá jẹ́ fún náà ṣèlè àwọn àpè fún wọn jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ àbí wípé ẹ ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn lọ́wọ́ èmi náà yóò dùn sí tó bá lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún kò sí wàhálà tó inú wa dùn sí inú wa dùn ọlọ́run adé ọ̀rọ̀ lọ ọlọ́run máa fún yín.
I really appreciate if the government can help this to go inspire me. Yeah, go inspire me because even as the government doesn't even look at area Èkó inspire me is I think right now they are here to help us, to give us an opportunity to be someone in life. We really happy and we really appreciate if the government can support them, for them to support us, because I don't think this government can reach all of us, because all of us are just here, but they are here in particular to help us, people to damage us. They are here to deliver the message to us. So I really appreciate if the government can even support them, for them to be able to have enough things to support us too. So I really appreciate this photo inspire me. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, abeg, if you can help them, they will help us. I have the assurance there, people say, I have the assurance because we cannot have seen and we cannot have received, we cannot have opportunity at best. I know they can help us. So please, help them.
Here they go here. Lagos is our center of excellence. You and I as Lagosians need to reflect this excellence in all that we say and do going forward. As your governor, it is my duty to ensure that Lagos works not only for you, not only for me, but works for everybody as law-abiding residents.
Thank you.
You know, young people of working age groups, we have plenty of them here. So if they're not doing anything, actually, we are wasting our GDP. We're not contributing to our GDP. So politically speaking also, it's also very important for us to address these issues, economically speaking, economically growth speaking. And we have many tools, thankfully, for which we can actually start to address some of these issues. So with that, my friend, let me hand over to our sister. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Mr. Oluwole, any experiences?
Thank you, Mr. Mopinto. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to commend the vision of this project. We cannot stop commending you because it's someone deliberately going against the tide. Yes, you know, common sense is not speaking, especially where you have zero resources to bank on this kind of long journey. At the same time, I want to commend the leadership of Lagos State government, you know, for giving the opportunity to support through various institutions, you know, that will have one or two things to do with this project. My own personal experience started from when I was growing up as a young boy. I grew up in the Shita area of Surulere. But those of us that know Shita very well, you will know the way it is there. I would say out of 10 young boys growing up in Shita there, you'll find 2 or 3 dropping off, meaning that they lose it. And growing up, when I even moved away from, growing up, each time we were in secondary school, moving into higher institution, a lot of my friends then, in Shita, Bankulimo, Akerele, that had dropped off, that had lost it, they became street boys. Everywhere or anywhere I met them, I was always open to them. Because I saw myself in them, that would have been me. If I was driving on park, anywhere I saw them, even some of them were, seriously on drugs. A lot of them are dead now. But I was still their brother. Even till now, anytime I saw them. Then the next experience was when I was part of a team that was providing counseling programs for an island towards Ekpe. It's called Tekunle, owned by Lagos State government. I think it's under the Ministry of Social Development or so. It was for street boys that were recalled from the streets. They had gone through series of rehabilitation, taken to that island. After the campaign reached result, you go drive straight deep down into another village where you get to a jetty, then go by boat. It was a sort of an Alcatraz, in those days. The fence was electrocuted. They had a series of programs for them, so I was part of the team that was going there every Sunday to provide counseling. Then later on, we heard that the place was gutted by fire, and the government had to shut it down. Then the next experience I had with them, with Boys on the Street, was inside.
Lord Ara, he say, Mama for the boys. But with what I have seen, if you notice that the camera was shaky a lot, you can imagine the men holding camera shaking in the places they went to. Talk less of the woman that led them, woman. They were pissing in their pants. They didn't show you everything, no. Inside their bed, they didn't show you. If you go to those places, you must be a lion to go and come out. You are not mama. Now man, you do what you do. You are baba for the boys. Just as we were wrapping that up, the Commissioner for Information Lagos State just came in. Please help me welcome Mr. Gbenga Omotosho with a round of applause. Thank you, sir, for coming. I grew up in Bariga. As I talk, I'm one of those boys just go, Ebute Ilaje Bariga, then Olokodano in Abule side of Bariga, Temple. All that axis to Idiaba. Now I grew up. Then I spent most of my other life in Folagoro, Shomolu, right behind the market. So in 2010, boys came to the house. They came to the house, laid everybody down, and they were robbing us. One of them said, Sheikh Ashinoli. Their leader said, Arara, Eli Shinoli. Omo Igoro no. They know every one of us. They know you. The guy came against Baba. This guy in our streets, and I don't know if you do anything to him. Kofi, Abi, nah, say, Baba, no worry, nothing will happen here. We'll be your fans. I said, yeah. We'll be waiting. We'll be your fans. We'll be your fans, don't worry. Nothing. She, now your wife be this. Nobody will touch her. Oh yeah, enter your office. They just locked me and my wife in my office. All this while, I didn't know that my security guy from downstairs, they had already put him in my office there. Flat naked. By the time they told me to go and lie there, my head was using his bum on my speed. Second time, on Folagoro Road, I was robbed again. Third time, I woke up one morning, they had removed my brain box from my car. And I just looked at, this is me, one individual, 3 experiences. So sooner or later, all the small boys that they are grooming, as they get larger and will increase in volume, it is going to come round to every one of us. And then 10 years later, it blew up. It blew up. Do you know that once area boys have quarrel in Orile, they pray that the quarrel will enter all the way to Bode Thomas so that they can go and loot the shops of Bode Thomas. In fact, area boys were quarreling one day in Orile. They don't chat up us, they come island. Now when they reach CMS, somebody say, hey, wow, Mbola Logo. Now one of them, I'm not sure price, they haven't no loot. He be called Nijawa, I do go Nijawa. Because once opportunity is there, it will affect everyone. So it is our duty right now to curb it, to help them. But one thing we're on, I don't know. One of them look say they be illiterate. They have knowledge. If you hear the proverbs that these guys drop on the streets, the wisdom, the street OT, all that old proverb they do for your land, our people will say, okay, Latin, area boys, they don't redefine all those things. Kini iya iwa ni bi gogoro. And please, their use of language does not exactly abuse you. It shows their own way of speaking. First things first, if area boys want to greet, if I see them, hey bro, what's up? Now they are be that. When they say, omo ya, you don't say yeah. Now greeting, no be abuse. If they want beat you, say that Marco buy ya eloju. You going to be like, waiting my mama do you? No. Now just conversation. And understanding on the street, as in, is faster than English language. Take for instance, an Englishman won't talk something. Hello, George. Are we still going to meet tomorrow at 2 p.m.? He don't talk for too long. Street boys don't they take too long talk. Once they pick up, oh my God, how far? You go don't understand. You don't need to talk long. How far? Just to see how far. What's a year? Then another one for street. Once they just look from afar. Communication. The fastest one. What's a year? They're not the longer. So you need to understand that there is a rapid evolution that you are blind to. And if you don't get into it now, they will carry you go where you don't know where they carry you go. They carry you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first session. We want to discuss a few experiences for just 30 minutes. We're going to share experiences with you and then probably provide solutions. Ask questions. Let me invite one of our very notable guests for this session, representing the KBC Oba of Oniru. Please help me welcome Chief Olumide Ilumo. Please, sir. Please. I'm also going to invite another guest, Mr. Oluwole Samson Korede. Let him sit on that chair and I will be in the middle here. Mr. Samson. And also the convener, the brain behind this project, Ara herself. Let her sit in the center here. I will be moderating this session and also contributing my quota and experiences. So Ara is going to be here, I'm going to be here. We're going to move this aside for a bit in the middle. We have other people who are supposed to join us for Nenes. As we proceed, they're going to join us. Somebody lost this driver's license. Olaniyo Daniel Oluwatobi. If you're the one, approach later and pick it up. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to our royal father here to start off. Sir, you could just quickly share with us a few experiences you've had in your Lagos life about area boys. Thank you, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. And everybody here present, let me just establish the protocol. The Commissioner for Information Lagos State, you're welcome. My dear sister Ara, thank you very much for inviting us here, and all other dignitaries present. I would say there was a story I was thinking about. Actually, I was very inspired by the video and the presentation, the speech Ara made to share with us intimately her own experience of when she was going through a tough time and looking for inspiration and looking for salvation. And I think it's fair to say, actually, there's an area boy in all of us. It just really determines the way you view it. It's whether we change the narrative or whether we don't change the narrative. Everybody views area boy. Just that mention of area boy represents intimidation, represents violence, represents negativity in the community. But you don't look at area boys as hopelessness. You don't look at area boys as homelessness. You don't look at area boys as lack of opportunity. You don't look at area boys as in need of human compassion. I think when we start to think about it in a different way, that area boys has a very different meaning. We realize they're just like any one of us here. Their circumstances is just slightly different. Any of us could end up in that situation. We just pray for God that it never happens to us. But it doesn't mean we can turn a blind eye. You know, my experience in Lagos is, I was actually on my way out one evening with a friend of mine who is actually a UK trained surgeon. He's a urology surgeon, UK trained. And, you know, we were driving along, we were trying to get to a venue. I think we just missed one road, ended up somewhere, surrounded by area boys. And they came to the vehicle and they spoke in a typical area boy dialect, which he doesn't understand because the British trained surgeon. To my surprise, his response, he stood up and said, malofo. So even somebody of that caliber, you know, can relate at the street level. And it's in all of us, whether we feel intimidated on the streets. You know what I'm talking about, okay. So whether I feel intimidated on the streets, everybody has this in them. But most importantly, it's about destitution and hopelessness, and about how young people can be given opportunity to develop themselves, their talents, how everybody can be given opportunity, and we can recognize that actually our young people are the resources of this country. We have far more young people in this country than in any other African country in terms of our demographic brackets.
Through one misbehavior or the other, ran away from home. Many of them find in Lagos now. Predominantly, they are from southwestern part of Nigeria. Like they say, Awomoloke, for those that understand Yoruba, meaning that states that are, you know, the upper part of Lagos, if you look at the map of southwest Nigeria, Osun, Oyo, and Co. A lot of them, and many of them are artisans. So, what I do presently, apart from the religious angle and the counseling angle, there are some of them that are skilled. We are trying to set up a micro scheme now. A lot of them are drivers. We are trying to set up a micro scheme whereby, even if it's one business we can start, let us grow it organically, save money again, and lift up others like that. So beyond the love, like Ara is trying to do now, we identify them. Okay, once they see that someone is coming that is up there, that can relate with them, that is the first point of healing to them. That out of maybe 10 or 20 people that are, you know, assumed to be okay in the society, we have 2 or 3 that want to deliberately understand them. They open up their hearts to them. So in short, that is the experience I have with them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please your hands together for Mr. Olumide Oluwale. Thank you. Before I go to my own experiences, which are numerous and diverse, our convener should please share some experience.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, standing on the existing protocol. My experience with Area Boys started a long time ago, but the one that gave birth to this project, the Inspire Me Academy by ARA, was one I had about 10 years ago with them, up close. During my interaction with them, the questions I asked them, and of course, I'm a mother. I have a 14-year-old son. Every morning when I drive my boy to school, I see some of these guys around. And I tell my boy, the difference between you and these guys is the fact that you have a loving mother, you have the support of your mother, and you are loved. That's the difference. Of course, you have opportunity, you have the platform to thrive, you're going to one of the best schools. These are the things they lack. And never ever take it for granted. Like I said in my speech 10 years ago, they came at me when my car broke down. But during my interaction with them, I realized that they want more out of life. The family system has basically failed. It is one of the major problems we have in our society today. It's almost non-functional. Mothers are no longer acting as mothers, fathers are no longer acting as fathers. We are leaving these kids to too much. We're giving them too much to handle on their own. Parents are being irresponsible, having kids all over us. They feel, one, God has forgotten them. Two, the parents have let them down. Three, society has let them down. Of course, government has let them down. I realize that they want to be somebody. They have dreams. They have aspirations. Just like the one that said he wants to be like Professor Shoyinka. I know if he has the opportunity to go to school, he will probably excel. I was at one of the bands about 6 years ago when I went to pitch this project. One of the band managers, during my, the pitching, the guy just kept looking at me and nodding and smiling. At the end of my presentation, he said, I was just looking at you, I was smiling. I said, yes, sir. He said, I was once an area boy. I said, sir? He said, yes. He said, somebody gave me an opportunity to go back to school. I went for my master's in the UK. I worked in the UK. Today I'm back here in this bar, sitting on this chair as a manager. That's why you see me here. And he said, please, I want to be one of the people that will mentor them. I came from the streets. Just like Chief Onyeru said, there is an area boy in us. Yoruba will say, if you look at our movies today, everybody is acting one way or the other, on social media. There is that element of the street king in you, the street queen, you want to be street. But if you and I don't take this, we all are stakeholders. If you and I do not come together to provide that much needed platform for them, our kids, you and I are no longer safe. We go out at night, we are watching our back in case somebody wants to break our window. Maybe you heard what one of them said in the short documentary. He said, we want you to go out at night and feel safe. He said this, please help us so we can help you. Let us help each other. So my experience gave back to this. 10 years down the line, once again I give glory to God. And I thank God that this is happening. And I will not stop thanking God for about this ongoing. I will not. Because without Him giving me a go ahead to do this, we will not be here today. I want to say that experience 10 years ago, rather than create maybe because it's my calling, I'll put it that way. I hope that all of our experiences, we will meld it together and come together as stakeholders to take this to the next level. In the next session, I will talk about the plan. I will leave it at the experience for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I should share my area boy experiences, we will not be here today. Like I said, I grew up in Barega. So primary 6, my school is just a few meters away, Kurama Primary School, opposite the hotel. So I have to come to school from Barega every morning. So I'll take Modue from Barega Ilaje to Idumota. Then I'll trek from Idumota to Siemens. So I had experience every day walking amongst wolves. You know, I knew how to meander past places in Lagos Island. I know Lagos 5 years, I think I did. Everywhere for Lagos now, I don't want Lagos. I will pass where I know, so okay, this is the time you should not pass here and this here. As young as I was, I knew all the navigation. So years later, if I was passing from Tinubu Square to Mandelas to Balogun, and boys, they train you won't pick your pocket, and they know the movement. So after I went, I was because I knew all the movement. The experiences I had also in Barega, a friend of mine is here, he's a photojournalist with City People. We used to play football in Siemens Grammar School compound. But down the compound, there's a place those area boys from India used to come and sit down. So they will observe everybody, then they will pursue. As I say pursue, those who understand, I don't understand that. So when they pursue, they will mark targets. Reel and in. I was waiting to play my set one day when one of them just came. Wow, leader very. Meanwhile, money to go to Abuja to buy cooking materials, everything was in my pocket. So it was the nylon bag I was holding that made them know that boy. So as guys say, leader very 2 plus 2 became 22 in my head. Because the moment you get to that den, Otilo. So I just looked at the guy. Now he said, change voice, leader. So the leader one there. So we won't go. Then come what you from So there was a class going on. I just said, let me just drop the nylon with master here. So they were waiting. That's how I entered classroom with normal students wearing uniform. I just sat down in their class. The class teacher immediately will say, don't mention. He didn't say get out. He just allowed me to sit. I was very mufti. He just allowed me to sit with JSS2 students. Full grown man like me. I sat down with JSS2 students. I was being lectured. So after a while, I saw that they had gone to this leader. Hey, he better fail. I don't know. The other experiences was Obalende 2 experiences. And I'll tell you, there's always a good side to every street culture. My first bad experience at Obalende, I saw the guy coming close, struggling to enter bus with us. But my upper did not pick. I entered. It was when we got to Yaro. I realized that my Sony Ericsson phone had gone. Do you know how clarity now dawns on you? You cannot picture the person. You will see that. Do you know that I came back to Obalende, took the next bus from Yaro, came back to Obalende, started looking around for the guy. Don't know. But years later, last year, sometime last year, I was having car issues, like 2 cars. There was this Corolla I was driving at some point. My Acura was misbehaving. I said, let me check the Corolla. One night, as I was trying to take that bill to Clan Osborne and go to Ikoyi, around 10 p.m., and you know that zone, except police officers are there doing checking, that place was a dangerous zone. So as I was climbing the bridge, the car stopped. Immediately, 1 or 2 cars that were passing
Guy, just sit the car there, they want to go, come on there. But somebody told me, say, come, boy, now we did this was today together. So before they come, I was the one who looked over the bridge and called us, how far, how low and they. You have to understand street language. Now, me first leader say, how far, how low and they, one of them just took up. Oh, my, I don't know. I want to Timothy, I said to me, finish. Finish. Put them to work. Don't let them come and walk you. Now, you know you that to I don't know one day, 2 or 3 months, I know I say, now that guy might be band leader. And one thing is, always respect their hierarchy too. They like respect. Anytime we go to events, every time they mock me. It got to a point that they have known me. Area boys everywhere they gather. Once they see me at events and they want to mock me, one of them will usually say, Kofi was like him. I just can't content. I said to her, I just can't content. One person will follow me to the car, I will give them. We are going to go break up. So as I said, leader, one of them said he was leader. We are Shama Kofeko, Teloshiche. They were the ones that pushed that car with all the stress uphill, all the way through that market back into one garage in Opanide and said I should go home, I shouldn't worry, they will secure the car till tomorrow, I should go home and go and sleep. One of them said, the other one said, you go to the commando. You have to understand the street. Not say because you don't package, you don't reach one level, you don't. No, nobody passes anybody, but when it happens, everybody is a madman. I'm telling you, like you said, it did inside out of us. But God don't bless some of us. We want to do like say we will see them again. Let's not make that mistake. As much as possible, we need to go back into the streets. Because they are seeing all our finesse. They are also praying and wishing and hoping for it. If they can't get it, they will kill you to take it. You are a stone's throw. Obalende to Igolu, not just one stone. Once they enter, and during any protest, they usually mingle and take over the protest for their own benefits. See what they did to hold on Body Thomas that period. People now, when police started going to their houses, saw all that they looted. They were not part of the protest, they went for their own benefits. So it is time for us to do the needful and go to them. We understand your plight, we understand what you're going through. Speak to them to understand, because it feels painful to look at yourself like you are an animal in a social reject, and people pass you by like you are nothing. So at the end of the day, they are going to mess society up for us. You know, tell Africans to anyone this way, that's the way they say it. Because they also need the basic things that we need. When you see the sores on their body, when you see the fight marks, when you see the disfigured face, the hardship that they go through, then you understand. Funny enough, a lot of these guys that we look at that way, they have families, so some of them have 4 wives, 16 children. Now that is, they are multiplying a next generation that will torment you, because those kids don't know any better than their fathers know. So please, let us take this as a primary objective to sanitize our society. Thank you all. The first session is over. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please, you can throw them at us. We're going to try as best as possible to use our small knowledge to answer it. Any questions, please, before we leave? Any questions? Please, sir. Please, can I get the mic for you? Tell us your name and then the question, please.
Okay. It's a challenge to elites. I'm happy that your experience about 2-3 years ago, Kofi.
Yes, boss.
And my idea, your experiences about 5 years ago. My point is that the elite needs to jump in And in jumping in, can I talk about something that has happened in about 50 years ago? 50 years ago, I had a classmate. His name is Anthony Okubowa. We were in Baptist Academy together, and by the way, today, I'm the president of the Baptist Academy Association. About 6 years ago, I was working in Exxon Mobil downstream. Anthony Okubowa, after about 50 years, just happens to look at this paper and then he saw my picture. He probably said, this is happening. By that time, he had become what we call a street boy in Kwara State. He walked all the way from Kwara somewhere and then eventually got to my office in Google. And he asked after me, in fact, they were going to throw him out. But the information now didn't go to me. Is there somebody looking for me and one of these prayer boys? One of these prayer boys told me to go. And they asked him to go with us in his bare feet. I ran downstairs, I met him here and then 15 years, still remember. My point to the elite. They may be our classmates, they may be our neighborhood. This is the time to do exactly what our Lagos State government, my dear friend and brother, Commissioner, that you begin to do. You may think they have forgotten you. This was the guy that gave me, back then, it was a dissident staying where the demolished Fela at the Electoral area was. To bring Gary, with this letter with the brother, to bring Gary, he gave me my first sophisticated shirt. And 50 years later, this guy was working in the street. It's a challenge. Congratulations. Lagos State government and the others, I'd like to say congratulations. I'd like to also say to you, because I think you and I belong to the music group that we call music, that by this, I am making a proposal that by the special grace of God Almighty, I am going to be taking this to another people, talking about the Bible, and rest assured, we will not only support on account of what I just told you about my classmate, we will do even much more. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But today now, it's a different thing. Thank you also for the panelists. You may now step down. Please your hands together for them. No more questions. Thank you very much. We're going to go into the next panel. You just want snap. You want snap. Drug abuse is also prevalent amongst them. Please help me welcome from NBNA, Mrs. Ibiba Odili. Please your hands. From the Rapid Response Squad Unit, ASP Fadeli, put your hands together for him. And then from Etiquette and Image Consulting, Yvonne A.B. Please your hands together for Yvonne A.B. Yvonne A.B. She's almost here, okay. Right. So when she comes, she's going to sit well there. My new moderator is going to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point I'm going to leave the stage for the next master of ceremony, but presently for the moderator of this session, hoping that Yvonne is going to join them. Place your hands together for the moderator for this therapy session, co-host the Waker show you love so much on television, Your View on TVC. Dr. B.C. Ubo is our next moderator. Please your hands together for Dr. B.C. Is that the one? Okay, cool. This moderator too fine. Okay, let's invite Dr. Kunle Badmus to join as well. Please your hands together for Dr. Kunle Badmus.
Excellent afternoon, everyone. Excellent afternoon, everyone. Please give me the excellence back. Excellent afternoon, everyone.
Excellent afternoon.
Amazing. I always believe that it can be good, it can be excellent, and I choose excellence every time. I want to thank Ara, the organizer of this event, for this opportunity to have a conversation with stakeholders on how we can begin to help our good boys and good girls of Lagos. I want to believe that there are a few female people amongst them. I'm sure you met them, yes. So it's going to be a conversation that will try as much as possible to go into the behavior of these people and find the root causes of what makes them behave the way that they do. There is nothing different from them. There is nothing different between us. There's no difference, basically. We are all the
Said Ọ̀kọ̀láwọ̀ Abdulgani Sani Ọ̀kla.